Hello, and welcome back to Misty Island. So, in the last episode, Krudius got a little further through the mystery as he unraveled the curses on the Whitdane family. The cats and the invisible woman are now back to being children, and a visible woman who's able to talk and communicate, and the family has been reunited. And Krudius has learned a little bit about, what happened when the mist came. And apparently it was some sort of thunderstorm that came out of nowhere around 4 in the morning. And Norma had been asleep at the time, so she didn't even notice it. So it was something that was pretty inconspicuous, even though the weather, of course, was pretty extreme. And for Eugene, he was awake when it happened, out fishing, and he could actually see the mist start to roll in as the storm came, and remembers the curse hitting him and start just everything becoming cloudy after that. So Krudius knows that something was connected to thunder and the storm, and of course he knows that the evil witch, Agrith, when he ran into her at the pit where he arrived, when he came to the island, the first thing that she did was summon, a storm and lightning. So he has a very strong suspicion that whatever happened and whatever, the curse and everything has to do with her, no doubt. In his mind that that's what happened. He doesn't know any of the details, of course, but he's pretty sure that he has found his villain in all of this. So he and Roger have made their way to the Crestgloom house to see if they can find a little girl and help her and hopefully break the curse on her as well, whatever curse that is. So far, Krudius has only been able to get a quick peek at her as she ran down the stairs and out of the house and then disappeared. He wasn't able to find her after that point. So since she's been squatting here, he's pretty sure that this is where they will find her now that they haven't been here in a while. She should be back. And Roger, of course, hasn't been here ever since... I don't even know when. It's possible that Roger hasn't ever been here, to be honest, because he's only been traveling, back and forth to the docks. So he's heard stories about these houses, of course, but I don't think that he's ever been here, actually. So this is his first look at the house, and I think he's pretty shocked to find this in front of the front door. But Krudius has been here before, so he's going to be able to lead both of them to the back door, where they will be able to actually enter the house properly. So they're coming into the kitchen and they're met by a putrid smell. And they see that these cans here in the middle are halfway open, some of them, and there's this absolutely terrible stench coming out of them. And it's clear that whatever food was in these ones have gone really, really bad. And these cans cannot be used. They should be tossed, honestly. So whoever has been trying to eat out of those, that was probably not a very good idea. So both of them really wants to get away from this absolutely terrible stench, and especially Roger, because he hasn't had his smell back in a while. So this smell is gonna be especially strong for him, I think. So they're gonna hurry over to the stairwell here so that they can make it upstairs. Because Krudius has, of course, already found the little girl's bedroom, so he's pretty sure where she should be hiding if she's in the house. So they both come into the room, and sure enough, we have the little girl here sleeping in her bed pretty fitfully. They both notice that she appears very pale and shivering, and there's sweat on her face, and it is very, very clear as they take a closer look at her that she is not feeling well. And of course, having found the spoiled food downstairs, they both suspect what has happened, and it's possible that, you know, it's food poisoning, it could be something worse. So Krudius realizes that, you know, okay, so this little girl, she's feeling terrible and she could actually be in great danger here. This doesn't look good at all. And, you know, he's a neutral warlock, and he knows that there is a spell for curing diseases, but thing is that that's a light spell. Even though it's not that demanding, it is not something that he has learned yet. He's not sure how to do it. He would have to study it first. And what's worse is that every light spell that he casts is gonna make him a weaker neutral wizard, because the alignment is gonna shift for him if he starts casting light spells. Same thing, of course, will happen if he starts casting dark spells as well. So he is a bit hesitant to do it, but he understands that that is what is needed of him right now. So he tells Roger, you know, look after the girl. It seems like she needs someone to keep an eye on her for now, and I will go ahead and try to find out how to cure her. So just keep an eye on her up here, and I will be right back. And of course, Roger is promising to look after her. That's everything that he can do at the moment. And Krudius is not going to waste any time. He's actually feeling pretty tired, so he needs to do this quickly. So he's going to teleport down into the basement. And he's going to look up the spell here, if he already knows it or not. So good spells, and he actually does know it already. It's this one, Remedies Simoe. Spirits of wellness, heed my call for a cure, heal this sim's nasty weakness, make their immune system pure. And there's some reagents here that he doesn't have that he's gonna need to do this spell. It's the Essence of Light and the Crystallized Moonbeams. So if it would have been anything more complicated than that, he wouldn't have had that spell in his arsenal, but actually this is one that he has learned long ago, and he only had to look it up to remember what to do. But he's gonna have to craft this, so he's gonna go ahead and walk up to the cauldron and make both of those reagents. So he's made one Essence of Light, and that's actually all that he needs. So I'm going to interrupt this. And he's going to move ahead to Crystallized Moonbeams. And he's made one. I'm pretty sure it was just one out of both. And the other things he's got, so I'm going to just double check so I don't misremember that. Yeah, exactly. One of each. Good. So he's going to be able to cast that spell on the little girl. And of course, not wasting any time at all, he's gonna teleport back upstairs again. There we go. Oh, I think that he actually went up a level because he learned a new spell. Cool. I guess he has level 9 magic now then. So he's gonna wake the little girl up. And she's delirious, and normally she would have probably run from them, but now that she's so weak and doesn't really understand what's going on, they're gonna take advantage of that. So actually, I think that it might be the case that he can't cast spells on children. Well, that's unfortunate, but I guess I'm gonna have to fake it. So yeah, let's go ahead and cast spell Cleanus Corpus again. Krudius is so clean at this point. And I'm actually also gonna go ahead and delete these, because he shouldn't have them anymore then, so that it costs him something. And I'm also then gonna use the sim manipulator. I'm gonna go health, cure sickness, me. And now she is cured. Just like that. Another kind of magic. So the little girl looks terrified of Krudius. She's sort of grabbing her heart, panting, and even though she's not sick anymore, she looks really, really, really pale and terrified. And she's actually also going to break down into tears. And of course, Krudius is feeling way too awkward to know what to do about the crying child, but luckily Roger is here. So he's gonna go up to her and try to console her if he can reach her, that is. There we go. So Roger is walking up to little Audrey and is doing everything that he can to calm her down. She's saying that she's terrified of the bad warlock, and Roger is explaining to her that, you know, you don't have to be afraid. That's Krudius. He's the one who cured you. You were very, very, very sick, but now you are healthy again. You don't have to be afraid of him. And she's crying and saying that, you know, he's a bad warlock. He's a friend of my grandma's. And Roger says that he's definitely not a friend of your grandma's. He's doing everything that he can to stop her, to break the curses and to help everyone. So Audrey is slowly calming down. She's understanding somewhat that she's not having to fear Krudius. And of course, Krudius is very uncomfortable with this whole situation. All of these mushy feelings, this is not his thing at all. You know, crying children and so on. He does not know how to handle this. So he wants to get away from this situation and suggests that, you know, it's late. Maybe we should just go to bed. Maybe things will look better in the morning. And he's gonna, you know, walk out here and, you know, knowing the house layout at this point, he knows that there's a bed in here. So he's gonna go ahead and just go to sleep there. And Audrey is also gonna go back to bed. She's gonna be tucked in here by Roger, who is comforting her. And yeah, he actually can tuck her in. Nice. So that she does not have to be afraid anymore. She's in safe hands and she's not alone. So little girl is gonna go back to sleep here. And of course, in this house, there's just 3 beds. So let's see if they can share a bed. I think that they should be able to. Yeah, good. So yeah, the 3 of them are gonna go to sleep through the night, and we'll be meeting them in the morning. So it's the morning, and Krudius is gonna wake up bright and early. He's been a little bit uncomfortable through the night, and he soon realizes that it's because he's been sharing a bed unknowingly with someone else. That's definitely not usual for him. I don't think he's ever done that before. So he's not used to, you know, limbs like accidentally hitting him or the bed being too warm, you know. So he's gonna climb out of bed and change into his everyday. And he's gonna head downstairs and take care of the mess in the kitchen and, yeah, whip up something for breakfast as well. So of course he's gonna start with these, you know, putrid cans that he does not want anyone to consume. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete these things on the table here. There we go. And I mean, the other things can still be here, of course. And he's gonna go ahead and cast a spell. Oh, he actually doesn't have any reagents left to do that. So he's actually gonna have to start by getting some mystic dust, looks like. So I'm gonna have him teleport down into the basement again, because he can't use the door because it's gone still, of course. And he's gonna make some mystic dust. Okay, good. There we go. So, I'm also gonna go ahead and just check here because it did say that he leveled up. So, yeah, exactly. So he's level 9 now. Cool. So we did learn something new apparently. I see. So he learned the Magus Mutatio spell. So he can actually transform other sims into warlocks and witches now. Cool. Well, here we go. Yeah, here's the food creation and it's the mystic dust and the dragon scales, of course. So he should have everything he needs now. So I'm gonna send him back upstairs. And he's gonna go ahead and cast spell. Poor Krudius needs some fun. He's so bored. There we go. Now there's food. And what we will have for breakfast. Oh, cool! That's actually really delicious looking. So, blueberry pancakes. And with that delicious smell, I think that both Roger and Audrey are gonna wake up. And Krudius is gonna grab a plate. And I'm pretty sure that the other two also similarly wants to do that. So Krudius is settling down here at the head of the table, thinking that he's gonna have a little quiet time and then maybe spend a few moments doing something for fun. Maybe he can look into the library. But he's joined by Roger, who was hogging the covers throughout the night. And also the little girl, who seems all of a sudden quite taken with Krudius. Something has obviously changed throughout the night, and she's reacting quite opposite to how she was yesterday. She doesn't look terrified at all. She actually looks kind of hero-worshipping when she looks at him. So she has, obviously had other thoughts throughout the night. So Krudius is actually gonna take this opportunity to talk to Audrey, ask her what she's doing here all by herself. And Audrey is saying that she's hiding from Grandma. She's nearly been found several times, but she's good at hiding. So Roger is also going to ask if she knows what happened to her parents. And Audrey says that Grandma said that they died at sea when they tried to leave, and that she should never try to leave herself, that it's a very, very dangerous place, the sea, and people only die when they try to get on ships. And Roger seems a little bit taken aback at that. He asks, they tried to leave without you? But Audrey just shrugs and says that she doesn't know, she was just with Grandma, so she doesn't know why they tried to leave. So Krudius is gonna also ask her, you were with your Grandma, you say? Where is that exactly? Where's her house? And Audrey tells them that, it's on top of the mountain, of course. And Roger nods and confirms that, yeah, sure, there's a big fortress up there. As far as I know, it's been sitting empty for years, but I guess apparently now it's not so empty after all. So Krudius turns back to Audrey and asks, why are you not with your Grandma now then, if you were in the past? And Audrey explains that Grandma was acting scary. She was saying mean things and she was trying to make Audrey do bad things, and she just didn't like it with her anymore, so she ran away. And Roger kind of nods and says that, and you've been living off of canned food, no doubt, since then. And Audrey agrees and says that she ate all of the food in this house, and then she's been taking food from other houses as well. But it was a good thing that they came and served her breakfast, because the food in the kitchen is all that's left and she doesn't really want to eat that anymore. And Roger nods his head enthusiastically and says that no, you're right, you shouldn't eat that anymore. That food seems to be spoiled, some of it. He's looking at Audrey and tells her that, there's no need to be afraid anymore. We're here to look after you. There's adults on the island that will have your back, and there's no need to be afraid anymore. But Audrey does not take that well. She exclaims that she's not afraid. And she doesn't need anyone to look after her. She can look after herself. Besides, she's not alone. She's already got people looking out for her. There's her friends Melvin and Marvin. They're a warlock and a werewolf, and they've been looking after her just great. A warlock and a werewolf, you say? Krudius says. Where are they exactly? And she's saying, they're protecting me, guarding the entrance and in the library. And at the same time, Roger has an epiphany. Right, Melvin and Marvin, that's what Carolyn and James's sons were called. And Krudius, of course, realizes then that the teddy bears that he saw the other time he was here, that had a bad feeling about them, are actually also cursed people, their children. So he knows that he's got his work cut out for him. He knows exactly what he's going to have to do, and he better get to it. But that is for next time. This is where we leave them for now.